And right this very moment, I'm sitting in Birmingham with Roy Wood and Lynne, and I've travelled up here really to talk with them about the music of the Electric Light Orchestra. And the LP, Roy, really has been quite a long time in the making, hasn't it? In development of the music, anyway. How did it actually sort of come about?
Well, it was a bit of an accident, in actual fact. We were doing a move session, and we finished the session, and Bev went home on the train, and I just started playing cello then. I was sort of messing around, and Jeff said, oh, that sounds okay. And I ended up putting 6 cellos on, and that was the birth of the sound of the ELO.
How long ago was that?
About 2 years ago, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
How long actually directly have you been working on the LP?
Well, it's over a period of a year, really, mostly, because we've been doing it only about 2 days a week, you know. So we've been going to London, doing a couple of sessions, you know, and then we come home, so that's why it took so long. If we'd have done it all in one sort of month, we'd have probably finished it.
What about live things, Roy? Because you're going on the road with the Electric Light Orchestra. Are you augmenting for that?
Well, we're rehearsing at the moment with the blokes that we've got. We need 9 people, and we've now got 8, believe it or not. We still want one more cellist, so if there's anyone listening who's interested.
Yes.
But we're still having a few problems with amplifying cellos and things like that, you know, getting the right sort of sound. And we expected to have the problems, and they seem to be ironing themselves out, don't they? As every day goes by, something gets sorted out.
Yes.
Will you be doing music basically from the LP on tour?
Well, from the LP, and Jeff and I have got to write some more stuff as well, so we won't have enough.
Jeff, how did you originally get involved with the move, you know, moving from Idle Race?
Well, the reason I joined the move was an invitation of Roy's, actually. The idea was that when I joined the move, we could start work on the Electric Light Orchestra. This was 2 years ago, and it took us this long to actually make any sort of impression, you know, any sort of way to get it going. I'm actually nearly there, you know, at last.
Yeah. Are you pleased with the results of the LP?
For a first album, yeah. We've got quite a few ideas for the next one. This is only just sort of a stepping stone, really, to how we eventually want the ELO to end up.
How will it expand?
Well, we hope to become established enough to be able to afford to expand the band to about sort of 8 cellos and a brass section and everything, you know, rock and roll sax section and everything.
Yeah. Is it difficult?
Silly.
Is it? I mean, are you writing with the Electric Light Orchestra in mind now? I mean, does it require a particular sort of approach?
It does, yeah. At the moment, because we're recording as the move as well, we need to be sort of quite a split personality to write the, you know, two different sorts of material.
Some more music, anyway, from the session, and another from the LP too. Which is this one to be? Jeff?
Oh, it's the Battle Master Moore by Roy Wood.
Right.
Fancy that.
And here it is.
First of all, Roy, ELO was basically your brainchild. What exactly prompted you to leave it?
It was my idea at first, but then I involved Lynne because I thought he was a good writer. I rated him very much as a writer. And I thought we could take the thing between us because it was quite a big hurdle for one person to handle. And we sort of worked as a team from then on, recording and whatnot. And then as soon as we went out on the road, it seemed to be that I was getting most of the publicity. You know, I was getting all the photographs in the papers and everything like that. And Jeff started to get a bit despondent, and it was affecting his writing, and it was affecting his work, you know, it really was. And I thought, well, now might be a good time. You know, obviously I'm not really too chuffed about leaving the Electric Light Orchestra, but I'd hate to stay for another 6 months and there to be a really bad atmosphere.
It's interesting to note that on the ELO album, Lynne did actually write a lot of the numbers. In fact, he probably wrote more than you, didn't he?
That's right.
Why was that?
At the time, we were doing a Move album as well, and I was sort of well into writing rock and roll stuff, you know, and it was difficult. I wrote this sort of occasional odd song that was an Electric Light Orchestra song, but it's difficult to change from day to day, you know, with the different styles in writing. you have to be in a certain frame of mind for it. Besides the fact that I thought it might help Jeff anyway, you know, if he had more songs on the album.
The ELO have gone through a number of problems lately. Well, they seem to have, partly due to the fact that local promoters seem to have been having the Move and the ELO billed on the same bill. What exactly happened there?
Well, that was through no fault of our own. Obviously, it was because the Move are the sort of more of the known quantity as a band, and the promoters that actually put the advert in the papers obviously wanted to have some connection there with the Move so that they could attract the crowds.
In your opinion, did the ELO fail to get off the ground?
When we went out on the road, we were completely knocked out by the crowd's reaction. It was really good, obviously because it was something really different. And I think the ELO has got off the ground to a certain extent. It's been accepted as something to write about in the music press anyway.
You've recently formed a new band, which I know you can't talk about too much, but it consists of a 7-piece rock band, and for the first time you're going to have 2 drummers. Why the 2 drummers?
Well, we thought in the past drummers have been sort of very neglected in bands. They've been the bloke to sit at the back. And why not, if you're writing a number, why not work out a drum arrangement for a number and really have a section to do the whole thing? You know, we've got 2 drummers, 2 cellos, guitar, bass and piano, and I sort of double on oboe and cello as well. The name of the band is Wizzard, by the way.
Is the Move still going to continue as the Move?
Recording-wise, yes. Mainly because we're contracted to record as a Move, and we need the Move to finance the bands that we're doing now, you know, to be quite blunt about it.
Is your personality having difficulties in adjusting to these different types of music or not?
I don't think a bloke should be restricted to just writing rock and roll or just symphonic stuff. I think he should have a bash at doing everything and see, you know, how far his brain can extend. And as regards sort of when Grandma plays the banjo, it was because I've recorded a solo album, and it had got quite a mixture of stuff on there, and we thought of releasing that as a single because it was the most sort of mums and dads type of song, you know, that might have sold. It didn't in the end, but there was the chance it might have done.
Yes, I was about to ask you about your solo album, actually. That was recorded about, well, almost a year ago, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
What exactly is the type of material recorded on that?
It's very mixed, actually. The reason I recorded the solo album is because I had a lot of songs hanging about on the shelf that didn't really suit the Move or the ELO. And EMI had approached me anyway about doing a solo album.
How soon can we expect to see it released?
Well, the thing is, I'd really hoped to do an album where I could be fully involved in the thing, because people tend to do solo albums and they have, you know, people like Eric Clapton and, you know, the best people that they can possibly get backing them, and it's not really a solo album. So I was not trying to sound egotistical or anything, but I was hoping to do one where I could play all the instruments and do all the voices myself, and actually do the artwork and help with the promotion as well, you know. I'd like to be totally involved in something like that, and it will be released as soon as I finish the artwork.
Would you say there's any chance of the Move and your new band ever playing together?
Well, it depends. The Move are not a live performing group at the moment. It depends what happens in the future. Maybe the Wizzard and the Electric Light Orchestra will be playing together on shows, but I don't think the Move at the moment.
Well,
Great, thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
It's all worked out for the best, really, because Roy was getting really embarrassed, you know, about getting the credit for things that I'd written, you know, and things like that. Roy being a great bloke, he'd sort of bury his head under the cushions and things. If somebody said, well, there's a nice song by Roy Wood, and actually I'd written it, you know, and things like that. But
that actually happened, did it, in
Oh,
various music papers? Songs which
songs.
you'd written had been actually credited to him?
Yeah, well, Roy used to get the credit for sort of everything, you know.
Are you planning to make any changes now you've taken over the leadership of the ELO?
Yeah, we'll all be a different group, really, I should say, but still following in the same direction as of keeping the classical instruments, which is what it's all about, the Electric Light Orchestra. But I think the arrangements will be much better now, because we've really, well, now Roy's left, we've had to have a rethink.
You wouldn't say that the classic arrangements are going to fade out, would you? Or
No, no.
How long has the situation been actually going on? Because you wrote the new ELO single, or the first ELO single, 10538 Overture, and you also wrote a number of other songs on the album, in fact far more than Roy did.
Yeah.
Has this situation been going on for some time? Had Roy planned some months ago to actually leave the ELO?
No, it's just that I happen to have more songs suitable for the Electric Light Orchestra than Roy did at the time. That is why I happen to have more songs on the album than Roy. Roy really was, I suppose, better writer for the Move really than the Electric Light Orchestra.
Would you say that you're more of a classical writer than Roy is?
I wouldn't say classical now because I know nothing about classical music. I can't read music or anything, you know. So I write everything by feel, you know, and just by ear, really.
Would you say that the ELO so far had failed to get off the ground, or not?
No, because in America the album has sold a ridiculous amount, of copies, and we've had loads of telegrams off our American company saying you've got to come over here and you've got to do a new album because it's got to be in the American charts.
In the future, are you going to do extended tours?
Well, the problems we had originally were amplification problems, you see, which we had the PA system built, the mixer and everything, and it just didn't match up to what we needed, you see. We were frustrated because it just wouldn't sound as we knew it should sound. But this time we've just bought a new PA system. We've had the mixer messed about with, so it's as we want it, and we've got about 1,000 bookings in the date sheet, so we've just got to do it.
Are you at all worried that ELO on their own can stand up?
Well, there's no problem really, because we did a short tour of England, like about 10 days, and nobody ever said is this the Move or whatever. They knew it was the Electric Light Orchestra. I think from the album, just listen to the album, they knew what they were going to hear, and we went down really well, I was very pleased.
As far as future plans go, have you got any plans to record a new album soon?
Yeah, we've done 2 tracks of the new Electric Light Orchestra album, and we're going to finish it off in about 3 weeks' time. We're going to do about another 6 or 7 tracks, which are already written.
And all these will be without Roy Wood?
Yeah, this is all without Roy, yeah.
Has he played on the other tracks you've already recorded?
He's just played bass on them.
Well, we'll look forward to hearing those and seeing you in the future.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.